Hey guys, we're going to check out how we can make the Pong game into a three-player game. A lot of the stuff I'm going to show you here will apply just as well to the breakout game, so you should be able to figure out how to add a second player to breakout from this video as well. Okay, so I'm starting with the finished Pong game here, and we've got a player on the left and a player on the right. So what if we want a player along the bottom? Well, I went into the room here, and I just deleted out some blocks for there to be space for a player at the bottom here. You can delete things with a right click. I'll go ahead and put that wall back in there. Notice I didn't use the entire bottom area because the bottom would be larger as a goal area than either of the sides, so I kind of wanted to keep it even. Click the check mark. First thing I want to do is make some new sprites that I'll need. I've got this bat here, and I made a horizontal version of that. I'll just kind of show you guys how to do that. I'll get rid of this one that I made. So we need a bat that goes side to side horizontal. So I'll right click on this and duplicate it, and I'll call this HBat for horizontal bat. And then I'll go to edit sprite. I'll double click on it, and I'll go to transform, resize canvas. Now this one is 8 wide and 32 tall. I want to flip that so it's horizontal, so I'm going to do 32 and 8. If you notice that these numbers are kind of changing together, you might have this checked. You want to make sure that's unchecked. So 32 and 8 high. There we go. We've got a horizontal bat. Check mark, check mark. Okay. The other thing I made here was a goal bottom. Just all I did here was I right clicked on one of the other goals, went to duplicate, renamed. Let's get rid of the one I made before. Renamed it goal underscore bottom, and went into it, changed the color there. Okay, so I've got my sprites. Now I need to make some objects here. I've got a bat right, a bat left. Let's duplicate one of those and make it bat bottom. We'll change the sprite to be the horizontal bat. And let's look through these and see what we might need to change. When it hits the wall, we still want it to bounce off. When we press the S key and the W key, well, we want to change those because the left bat is using those two keys. So we want to choose two other keys to go left and right. On my keyboard, I'm looking at the B and the N keys. I think those will be a good spot for a third player. So I'm going to click on the S key event and go change keyboard letters B. And for the other one, change keyboard letters N. Okay, so with the B one, that's going to be going left, so we need to change these numbers. Left is a negative X number, and we don't want it going up or down, so we want Y to be 0. Make sure it's checked as relative. For N, going to the right is going to be a positive X. We don't want it going up and down, so that's 0. Again, relative there. Okay, now let's duplicate the goal here. I do goal, bottom, using this. It's not visible just like the other ones. Press OK. Now let's go into the room, and we'll put our pieces in there. First, I'll put in the goal bottom. Mine started out selected automatically, but if you need to, you can pick it from here. And then we'll put our bat in right about, let's put it right there. Okay, let's test our game. Skip. And let's see if I this so you guys can see this. I can move my paddle back and forth, but if I move this to go show you the scores, there's scores for the player on the left, player on the right, but nothing for the player on the bottom that really works very well yet. So we'll exit out of this game. Okay, what to do about the score? Let's think about something for a second. If we have two players, we can just assume that if the ball goes into the right player's goal, that the left player should get a point. But with three players, that gets a little more confusing. Who gets the point when it goes into the goal? So my solution that I can think of to this is to start everyone with a certain amount of points, and when the ball goes into your goal, you lose a point. So that way we don't have to worry about like who last hit the ball and who should get the point for that score. It just goes down. You lose a point if it goes into your goal. Right now we're keeping track of the score in the score, and we kind of used a cheesy way of keeping track of the second player's score with the lives. So the lives are acting as the second player's score. Well, we need to start them with a certain number of points so that we can subtract points from it. So I'm going to start each player out with 10 points. And we need to add one for a third player. So we can actually go down to the fourth tab here and create a new variable. We can keep track of any numbers we want with this. And I'm going to type third score here. One tricky thing I noticed is that if you put something like this, 3 score, GameMaker does not like it when you're putting numbers in there. So try and keep it to just letters here for it to work. Third score. That's going to start at 10. It also draws on the screen the value of that score. So we want the score to show up as well. I'll bring out this yellowish piece, draw variable, and we're going to draw third score. And it asks us where on the screen we want to draw that. Well, let's go check. We can go into the room, and we can mouse over a spot on the room, and down here it'll tell us the coordinates. So maybe I want the third player's score to kind of show up right here. So 304, 368. 304, 368. Okay. Now we need to make sure that the scoring works okay. We'll do that in the ball object. When the goal, or when the ball hits the right goal, I've got a piece in here that I already put in here. Set the score relative to 1. Okay, that's making something go up. It's making the opposite player's score go up. We want that player's score to go down. So we actually need to bring in this one instead and go -1 relative. So that player's score is going to go down. I'm going to get rid of this one. Same thing here. This one is setting the opposite player's score to go up 1. We'll get rid of that, and instead we'll have that player's score go down. And we'll also add an event for hitting the goal on the bottom. And for that one, we've got third score. Oops, grabbed the wrong piece there. I need the gray one. Third score -1. Now I need to do something a little tricky here. This third score, I set it up in a different object. It's not in the ball. So if we were to run the game would kind of go like, what? Third score? Where is that? We have to tell it that it is in the object controller here. Okay. And we'll press OK. I think we've got everything we need. Let's go ahead and run it and check. All right, so the players are all starting at 10. When the ball goes into this goal, it's subtracting a point. Let's try the other goals. You might find that this game is really hard with the current speed settings, so you might turn down the speed of the ball. Let's see. Ooh, interesting. Let's go fix that. Right now, we have it so when it hits these two goals, it returns to its starting position. When this one, it doesn't. So that it was kept hitting the goal as it was going through it and took away a whole bunch of points. So we just need to copy these couple of things into this one here. All right, that is one way to add a third player here. I want to show you one more way you can add a third player that's kind of a little crazier, a little more, could mix the game up a bit. I'll go to the controller here. Now I'm going to add an event for the mouse. And I want to go to global mouse. Global mouse means when you click anywhere on the screen with that button. Usually, like left button means when you click on that object with the left button. Global means click anywhere. So I'm going to say when I click anywhere with the left button, I'm going to create, let's see, under here, this one, this light bulb here. I'm going to create a wall at 0, 0 relative, meaning it's going to click, it's going to create that wherever I've clicked the mouse. Let's try this. This could be interesting. So you could have a third player on a mouse. Got to fix one thing there. This is doing it wherever I put that controller object, and I want it to be wherever I click the mouse. Made a little mistake there. So mouse underscore X is the coordinate of where the mouse is. Mouse underscore Y is where its Y position is. Let's try it one more time. Oh, one more whoops there. I'm so sorry, guys. Making this a little confusing here for you. When I changed it to mouse underscore X, mouse underscore Y, I needed to uncheck relative. So I'm going to press OK. And we'll just wrap up this video here by seeing how this works. Now I've got a third player who can click anywhere on the screen and it will create additional walls, which is kind of a little chaos character. So we can put walls and bounce it into other people's goals. Kind of fun. All right, hope you guys have fun making a third player. Let me know if you've got any questions.